Hey everyone, this is Daryl, aka The D, from the Simply Incredible podcast, and tonight we're going through WWE TLC 2015. Just happened earlier tonight. Had a whole bunch of matches, and then a little bit of the Stone Cold podcast with HBK. In the pre-show, well, first off, I guess they had some technical difficulties because from 7 to 7 about 27, 7:30. Uh, when they're having the pre-show, I didn't get any of that. It just wouldn't work. And then right around 7:30, so about halfway into the pre-show is when it actually started working. Thankfully, just in time for a women's match with Becky Lynch and Sasha Banks. These two women, there is no doubt in my mind that if they want to stay in the business, they will be great for years to come. Those two are phenomenal, and Sasha won with the help from Naomi, but great match. And like I say, these two women, I can really truly see them in 10 years still being there, dominating, and just putting on great shows because their match was phenomenal. And then at the beginning, the actual main card, they actually announced this. I didn't even think about this, but it's actually the final pay per view of the year, which I guess I knew that, just didn't think about it. But the first match was a tag team triple threat ladder match with New Day, the Usos, and I always gotta have my notes by the way, and the Lucha Dragons. Good match, not great. Good match. Now, I will say this. I'm one of the few that I really, really like New Day. They crack me up when they come out there. Xavier Woods out there with the trumpet. It cracks me up. New Day come out with a win, but it had some good bumps in it. But again, New Day with the win, which again for me, I'm happy about it because I like those guys. I think they're actually a good team together. I think they make it work. They're comedy, yet they still have good matches. Um, the next match we had Rusev versus Ryback. It's hard to say those two guys together. Um, to be honest with you, these two guys don't do a lot for me. Um, Rusev won, but to me, it's like whatever. Again, it was a thing where Lana faked an injury and got Ryback's attention. Rusev took advantage of it and got the win. But again, to me, not a big deal. Not a big deal for me for that match. Next was the U.S. Championship match with Alberto Del Rio and Jack Swagger. Good match. Not a great match. Nothing great. I will say this: in the middle of the match, the crowd started chanting for CM Punk. And from what I understand, he's still getting ready for that debut UFC fight that we've been hearing about for uh, just right at about a year now, just over a year. And Dana White actually going off topic for a second. Dana White did announce that he will definitely have a match this year. Well, okay, this year, well, 2016. He will definitely have that match in 2016, his first fight. So that is something to look forward to. But back to Del Rio versus Swagger. Del Rio won again. Nothing great. Del Rio's trying to build that heel character. It's not working real great. Swagger, he really seems like to me he's kind of in a middle ground. He's not moving up. He's not going back. He's just kind of floating, and you don't see him a lot on Raw. And I just don't know where his character's going. I mean, I remember when he first started coming up, I thought he had a lot of potential, a lot of good skill. He seems slower now than he used to be, but I would actually like to see him build a good character because I think he's got potential. It's hard to say that he's been in wrestling for a while, but it'd be great to see. Next match, really good match. Eight man tag, the Wyatts versus Team Extreme. This is a pretty solid match. A lot of good bumps in it. The big man on the Wyatts, who right off the bat I cannot think of his name, big man, big mountain of a man. He was just dominating the first portion of the match. A lot of real good solid bumps in it. I mean, when you see some of these guys taking some of these bumps, you're like, man, that's gotta hurt. But after all that said, it was a good match. The Wyatts won. The Dudleys, I was really hoping they would win because I've been a huge fan of the Dudleys for ages, since way back. I wish they had won, but the Wyatts, they're still getting that good push and they deserve it. They deserve it. I think they're gonna keep building that momentum and probably take it all the way through WrestleMania, and who knows what they'll be there, because they got some stuff they could do real well with. The Intercontinental title, we had Kevin Owens against Dean Ambrose. Really good match. This right here was probably my favorite match on the card. These two guys, they can go. They can put it out there. They can go. And it's funny, you look at Kevin Owens, not a small guy. Big guy, big belly on him, but let me tell you what, the man can perform. He's good on the mic, and he's really, really good. I'm really glad that he's actually in WWE instead of still on the independents where he was for so long. Great wrestler, great wrestler. But Ambrose surprised me, won the match, and got the title. That I really did not expect that. I don't go in the dirt sheets and all that stuff. I just wait till the event, watch it live, and whatever happens, happens. I'm not one to go in the dirt sheets and stuff. The next match was a Divas Championship match, Paige versus Charlotte. I'm a big fan of Paige. Charlotte, I'm not big on her yet. I mean, I think some of these other women that have come up, I think they're better than her in ring action. I think some are better than her on the mic. But Charlotte gets the win with a little help from the Nature Boy, which I still love seeing Rick out there. You know, see him do his little dances and stuff. Excuse me. Seeing him out there doing those always puts a smile on my face, as I remember him way back in the 80s in the NWA in the Mid Atlantic region. Used to see him in the Roanoke Civic Center in Virginia way back in the day, and you know, always been one of my favorites. But Paige, not Paige, but Charlotte, I'm not there yet. I just wish they'd give her a little bit more time before they put the strap on her, the title, and you know, feel like made her earn it a little bit more. But I think she's a good performer. But there's some of these other divas I think that are better than her right now. But you know, again, good match, nothing great. And the final match, Roman Reigns versus Sheamus. Good stuff. These guys, man, they took a lot of hard bumps, a lot of stuff through ladders that were going from like the ring to the tables and to the announce table or the barricades. Going through those have got to hurt something fierce. I mean, I just can't imagine the next day, like tomorrow, they got to be at Raw. I mean, if I took some of those bumps, I wouldn't be walking for a week. I mean, they took some major bumps. At the end, excuse me again, a little bit of a cold, a little congestion. Sorry about that. Roman was about to go get up there for the belt, and Del Rio and Rusev come down, stopped him. You know, from the international team. I can't remember what they actually call their names right off the bat. But after that, you know, they had some more stuff going, but then Reigns ended up there, couldn't quite finish it, and Sheamus ended up winning. And afterwards, Reigns went off. I mean, he hit Sheamus. I mean, looked like some powerful shots with the chair. I mean, they looked like they hurt really, really bad. I mean, those are the ones that looked like they had real bad intentions with them. But Triple H comes out. They're trying to calm him down. Stephanie's out there, and Roman, he gets the chair and takes out Triple H. Ends up throwing him through an announcer table, and it was actually pretty fun to see the end of that. See how much that Reigns did. I mean, really sets Reigns up a lot for me, unless they give him one of those suspensions. But I mean, I thought great stuff. But overall, the TLC, I thought it was average at best. You know, like a B, B minus, something like that. Nothing overly great. Not like back in the day in the Stone Cold Rock era. HBK, not HBK, but who else was back? HBK was in there. Who else? Bret the Hitman Hart. All those guys were in there. Triple H. Back when their main days, that you were getting A's everywhere. Every pay-per-view was an A+. But, we're in a different era. And even in this era, this card wasn't top notch. Then we had the, little bonus stuff. We had Stone Cold podcast with HBK, one of my all-time favorites, Shawn Michaels. And I'm not gonna tell much about it other than they just talked about stuff like being a dad. Um, HBK talks about when he was with Flair and he had that quote final match, and then Flair came back later, but and then like the Montreal Screwjob, HBK's time to click, the infamous New York Curtain Call, Triple H, where he's gone and how he's grown from when he first got into the WWE, some of the current generations of guys, and but a few other topics in there, and it was really interesting to see these two guys sitting there just talking and stuff like that. That's why I love listening to so many of these podcasts, because it's really interesting just to hear two guys in the profession or wherever, whatever podcast it is, see what they're like and what they're talking about. It's very interesting. But overall, I thought the podcast was really, really good. To me, that was much better than the actual pay-per-view, but it was good stuff. Anyway, that's all we got. Next week, we have NXT Takeover, which to me it's kind of sad to say. I look more forward to NXT than I do the actual WWE pay-per-views. I really think that NXT, what Triple H has done with NXT, is really great, and I love watching. I watch every week the show on the WWE Network, and I love watching that. I think that's really better than the main roster right now, and I can't wait till more of those guys get up to the men and women get up to the main roster, and I hope they let them do what they're doing in NXT when they get there. But that takeover is, I think, Wednesday, so I might not actually get to see the whole thing Wednesday. So I might actually have to wait until the weekend to get to that. But other than that, not a lot to talk about. But I mean, again, good pay per view, not great. Good podcast, stuff to look forward to. Anyway, you guys have an incredible day.